There's a river running through your life, and it holds a promise for the future. Its flowing waters, once neglected, now sparkle. Thanks to hundreds of volunteers, our river is coming back. Help us recover this priceless resource. Call the Lackawanna River Corridor Association today at 207-7608 or visit us on the web at LRCA.org. Join us and be part of our river's new tomorrow. Rising deep within the earth, the river slides by us with its own relentless rhythm. Listen closely. You can almost hear the sounds from 100, 1,000, or 10,000 years ago, made by men and women who looked upon these waters and wondered where the river has been and imagined where it is going. The Lackawanna takes its name from the Indian tongue and signifies the meeting of two streams. Born in glacial lakes and bogs, its headwaters flow together at the Stillwater Dam near Uniondale. From Stillwater Dam, the Lackawanna River flows for 40 storied miles through hamlets and towns linking our valley to the Susquehanna River, then on to the great Chesapeake Bay and the Atlantic Ocean. These flowing waters link us to our past, and what we do today with this gift points the way to our future. The stories of life in the Lackawanna Valley and the river running through it are forever intertwined, and it is a very old story. Prior to the first European settlers arriving in the mid-1700s, the Lackawanna was a pristine cold water stream. The Lenni Lenape and Algonquin-speaking people lived in the valley, and they understood that this world gave them life. Their interactions with nature left no lasting scars. By the early 1800s, the roar of blast furnaces was rousting residents of Ragged Island, Slocum Hollow, and Providence from a simpler time. Now the Scranton family was building along Roaring Brook. The hammering rock drills boring into new coal mines and shrieking railroad steam engines heralded the dawn of a new era as rail lines were laid along the river. Finding coal in abundance in the Lackawanna River Valley brought very mixed blessings. Coal brought cities and people and industrialists who used the cheap fuel and immigrant labor to build iron furnaces, textile mills, and railroads to haul goods in and out of the valley. King coal and all it brought with it would leave a deep and lasting imprint on every aspect of Lackawanna River Valley life. By 1866, the year the city of Scranton incorporated, the river was no longer used for drinking. Slaughterhouse waste, sewage, garbage, and drainage from the mines and breakers was rapidly taking a hard toll on the river. By the 1920s, the river was declared nearly dead. The Commonwealth's Department of Health leveled charge after charge against municipalities lining the river. One by one, they were disregarded. No one wanted any responsibility for cleaning up the mess the river was rapidly becoming. The vision of the Susquehanna River swirling in a vortex of death into the Knox mine marked the end of most legitimate deep mining in the Lackawanna River Valley. The entire subterranean labyrinth of the northern anthracite field quickly filled with water. As the mines filled, hundreds of minor seeps and 12 major mine drainage tunnels began to discharge a highly acidic solution of mine waste throughout the Lackawanna River Basin. Nearly 50 years later, the damage and the challenges continue. Although this drainage has become less acidic over time, metals such as iron, manganese, aluminum, and sulfate still pollute the river. A 3-mile section of the Lackawanna River between the Old Forge borehole and the confluence with the Susquehanna River is now virtually devoid of any life. Created to control the pressure of hundreds of millions of gallons of highly acidic mine water from the abandoned mine system, the Old Forge borehole and the gravity slope outfall release several hundred million gallons of contaminated mine water into the river daily. This outpouring of deadly metals and acids stands as the single greatest challenge facing us as we restore our river. The past 30 years have brought sweeping change to the Lackawanna River watershed. Our river is making a remarkable recovery. But the recovery is not happening on its own. The river is the beneficiary of many helping hands. As a response to state and federal legislation, in 1966, local citizens led the way to the creation of the Scranton Sewer Authority, followed by the creation of the Lackawanna River Basin Authority and the Lower Lackawanna Sanitary Authority. In 1987, a core group of local residents made a decision to become the voice of the river. The Lackawanna River Corridor Association, known in the community as LRCA, set to work forming partnerships with county, state, and federal government organizations, as well as with community leaders, nonprofit conservation and community groups, and local businesses. Today, these diverse partners are working in concert for our river's recovery and the protection of the watershed. In 1989, the LRCA issued a citizens' master plan that sets measurable goals for the river's recovery. These goals include reclaiming our river by reversing damage created by mining, railroading, and urban development, creating greenways, a system of parks and trails that reclaims abandoned rail and mine properties bordering the river, and finally, involving the public in river life and promoting this main street of nature right in our midst. Since the founding of the Lackawanna River Corridor Association, tremendous strides continue to reclaim a river that was abused and forgotten. Storm conditions often overburden our sanitary system, causing raw sewage to flow directly into the Lackawanna. With LRCA leading the way, the Environmental Protection Agency granted $30 million to Lackawanna County to help control combined storm overflows and mine drainage along our river. The Lackawanna River Corridor Association also recruits and trains teams of volunteers for a special program called River Watch. River watchers sampled the water, looking for certain metals and chemicals, and measuring oxygen and acidity.
So we're just developing a picture of how the river is doing and whether it's in fact improving or not. The warmer, the less oxygen, the more polluted the water is, the fewer kinds of organisms, and there's a different group of organisms that live. So basically the organisms are sensitive to water quality. So by determining what organisms are living on the bottom, we have a sense of how good or how poor the water quality is.
Aquatic life needs the oxygen dissolved in the water to live. Chemicals such as fertilizers in sewage and metals found in mine water steal oxygen from the river. This makes life hard or even impossible for fish and other creatures. The good news is that things are changing for the better. LRCA data indicate nearly pristine quality in the mid-valley and upper reaches of the Lackawanna. While through Scranton and into Duryea, we're finding larger numbers of pollution-tolerant creatures. In reclaiming the river, LRCA saw that land running along the river also needed to be protected. The Moosic and West Mountain Ranges nestle the Lackawanna River Valley. Much of these mountainous lands form the last primeval habitat of northeastern Pennsylvania. To preserve this natural legacy, the Lackawanna Valley Conservancy was formed as a subsidiary of LRCA. The Conservancy's mission focuses on stewarding land and educating landowners about the need for land conservation. In some cases, the Conservancy acquires land and turns it over to state agencies, like the Game Commission, for protection and public use. It also works with developers and municipalities to protect precious resources. Imagine hiking or biking a green trail linking towns and country all across our state. It's happening right now. Nearly 40 miles of greenways now link our communities, drawing people to the river for recreation and enjoyment. Sharing a vision and joining hands, the LRCA worked with the Lackawanna Heritage Valley Authority to create a trail from Mellow Park to Archbald, as well as a 3-mile greenway along the west bank of the Lackawanna River that links Scranton to Taylor. Work continues with the LHVA to create greenways upriver towards Carbondale. LRCA is also working with the Rail Trail Council of Northeast Pennsylvania to link the system from Simpson to the New York state line along the D&H Trail. In addition to this, there are plans to link our rail trail to others, forming a continuous greenway from the New York state line all the way to Philadelphia. This effort involves several Pennsylvania heritage areas, numerous nonprofit groups, as well as local and county governments. Each spring, something special happens on our river. Canoeathon, now in its 4th decade, attracts over 100 canoeists, from the expert to the, well, not so expert.
John, are you going on the river?
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
Nervous.
Nervous, huh?
Yeah.
Do you have something on those glasses to tie them up?
No.
What are you going to do when you hit the white water?
Panic.
It's a great day. You're going to wind up getting wet and cold and smiling all the way down.
The young and old, participants and observers all flock to the Lackawanna River for a joyous family event that gets all of us back to the river, back in the water, and back in touch with this priceless resource.
Oh, it was great.
Well, we don't know yet.
It was beautiful.
It was great. It's a great experience. It's a great day.
Is this your first time on the river?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. What kind of experience did you have?
Fantastic.
It was wonderful. It's absolutely beautiful. I've never seen that, as clean as it is. It's wonderful. Absolutely. It's great.
Getting to the finish line is a thrilling moment for all of our canoeists. And there's even more excitement in store. You see, Canoeathon isn't just a race. It's a rite of spring. This day-long Riverfest includes the exciting Duckathon, where the lucky ducks receive cash prizes.
It's a giant duck! Look over there! It's a giant duck with a big head!
And a highly original regatta, where the greatest skill needed is a sense of humor.
And what is the symbolism of your boat here?
This is the circle boat.
A circle of what?
The circle of... It's a circle boat.
Live entertainment, great food, and the hard work of all our volunteers make this yearly celebration of the river a magical day for everyone. There's a river running through your life. It's accessible, and that access is growing. Together with a variety of partners, including people just like you, we've attracted tens of millions of dollars and put it to work in reclaiming your river. All across America, places like San Antonio, Texas, New Orleans, Louisiana, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Augusta, Georgia, have shared a vision for their rivers. Today, thriving riverfront malls, retail shops, and eateries have replaced blighted areas, attracting tourists and boosting the local economy. Our vision of tomorrow is not so very different, and it's happening right here, right now. With your help, our river can round that last bend. For those you love, and for those generations to come, we invite you to join us and to be a part of our river's new tomorrow. You know what they say about river people, we sure can make a splash. Want to join us? Call the Lackawanna River Corridor Association today at 207-7608 or visit our website at LRCA.org. Hop on board, make a splash. Join the LRCA today.